if we have not met. I am a registered massage therapist, and I am just here to help introverts, people pleasers, anybody who has, perfectionists, if they have a hard time regulating their nervous system and they often find themselves stressed out and overwhelmed. I'm here to help you learn how to regulate your nervous system so that you can have a bigger impact on the world around you, because you're not always stressed out about things you can't control. I think when people learn how to regulate their nervous system, because it's not something we're taught, the world would be a lot better place. We wouldn't have racing thoughts and uncontrolled emotions and things like that. So I can't help everybody, but I can help some people. So that's what I'm here to do. So yesterday was tip number 1. Today we're doing tip number 2. I love this one, and it is also very hard for me. Like I said yesterday, I've been going through some burnout, and so I'm going through tips every day to show you like what I do, what my system and methods are to get back on track, so I don't feel depleted and like I'm yelling at my kids all the time. So everyone can be like enjoying life a little bit more. So this is one that is really hard for me, and if you're a people pleaser, this is also really hard for you. Asking for help. It sounds so like, why would that be normal? Just ask for help. Like, it's fine. But you have to understand, for people pleasers, perfectionists, and introverts, it's really difficult because, number 1, I'll be right there, Hannah. Just hang on. Number 1 is because you don't want to be a burden to other people. You feel like if you're asking for help, you're taking up their time and energy, and you don't want to burden them with something else. Everybody's really busy. Everyone's got their own stuff going on. You don't want to burden them by helping you out with something. That's the first reason why it's hard. Second reason is because then you actually have to follow up on your end, and you don't know that you want to commit to that. When you ask someone for help, then you have to actually do what you're committing to, and sometimes that is hard. And the third reason is that I can't think of the third reason, so I'll have to come back to it. The first reason I want to talk about a little bit, if you are thinking like, I don't want to be, I remembered the third reason, so I'm going to it before I forget. The third reason is that you don't want to ask someone else to do something that you could do better. Or that you don't want to give over control over to somebody else for something that like they're going to do it differently than you would, because either they wouldn't do things the way you would do it. They would make different choices than you, and you don't want to give up that control. That is really hard. Okay. So the first one, not wanting to ask other people for help, because I'm sorry if you can hear the music in the background. My kids are playing the piano. Losing my train of thought. You don't want to burden somebody else. A way that could help is by offering to pay them. And if you're thinking like, well, I could save the money and just do it myself, you're not going to do it yourself because you would have done it already. And it's going to add more stress to you. So by paying money to save you stress and time, it is just so much more worth it. You can get the money back in another way. It's okay. But that will also like psychologically help you realize that like you're not going to be a burden to them because you're paying them. And if you have to, just ask for their email and then send them a Starbucks gift card, like send them or like, a meal or something to help. If you have to psychologically do that, then do it. And then you're helping them with something in return as well. Second one is, now I already forget. Guys, my brain, see, clearly I am in burnout because my brain is not functioning the way it normally would. Well, like if they do it the way you wouldn't do it, that is just control that you're going to have to learn, that like it's okay if like you're safe, you're going to be fine, your kids are going to be okay by letting somebody else help you out, even if they do it differently than you are. That is something that you kind of have to tell yourself, like, it's going to be okay. We're going to be safe. I can, even if like I ask that first person for help and they feed my kids sugar, like they're not gonna die. It's okay. It's like we'll deal with it. We'll handle it. And the peace that comes from you having that help, whatever it is so much more worth it, because when your nervous system is like in constant chronic fighting because you don't have the time to deal with things and you're like running from one thing to the next, but you ask for help, it frees up some space. That is so much more worth it for regulating your nervous system in the long run, so you're not getting these like chronic stress conditions. Trust me, for your health, for your mental health and your physical health, it is much more worth it to just ask for help than it is to try to do it all yourself. So let's leave it at that for today, because this has already been 6 minutes. If you have any questions about these, let me know. Please comment if this resonates with you, if you are also like a people pleaser and those 3 points are things that you struggle with. And your homework is to do this today. Ask someone for help for something that you need. And I would love if you commented like that you're gonna commit to this too. So we're gonna be doing these like daily things together to help get out of burnout, so that we can have a bigger impact on the world around us and community. That's another point, like living in community. How are you, if you can't ask for help, how are you going to expect people to ask you for help in return? That is literally like what living in community means. And if you're thinking like, well, I'm so alone, I don't have anybody to help me. Well, if you're not asking for help and allowing people to help you and reciprocating that and creating this community, you're just going to be stuck there forever. And you're never going to actually have the opportunity to create that community of people who are willing and able to help you when you need it. So, we're going to leave it at that, and I'll see you tomorrow for tip number 3.